So we're back here on 970 WFLA. This next topic I want to talk about is great for those people whose home sale has fallen through. You've gone under contract, the deal doesn't work out, the buyer cancels, or let's say you're up against time, and let's say that you had your home on the market and it hasn't sold. So we're going to talk about some practical steps and tips for you today, that you could look at doing. First and foremost, the option on the table, sticking with your current agent. Your current agent has all the stats, the data, the information on the house. They've got photos, they've got video, but here's the key to this. If you're going to stick with your current agent, look at what they're doing. Look at the marketing, look it up on the websites, look at the photos. Are they using video? Are they using a 3D or a virtual tour? You really make sure you understand the marketing, and don't just relate it to showings. We talked about this last week. It's not just about how many people are walking in it, it's about how many eyes that are getting on the home from the internet, because that's more important today. The showings in person are second showings today. So, you can certainly continue working with your agent if the home hasn't sold. If you put the home on the market and within 2 weeks they got an offer and the buyer fell apart, stay with your current agent. They got the buyer. Like, there are things that an agent can't do to keep a deal together. It's not their fault the deal fell apart. They put the deal together. It's something else as to why the deal fell apart. But if you've been on the market for a long time and don't have an offer, that's a different story. But if your agent put the home under contract in a reasonable time frame, they probably know what they're doing. So sticking with your agent isn't a big thing. I can't tell you how many times we've had customers call us after listing with someone else that goes under contract in a week, and then they want to fire their agent. And they're frustrated and angry, but in reality, like, their agent did their job, and a lot of times we direct them right back to it, because we don't want, certainly in our world, we don't solicit homes that are listed on the market. There's all kinds of rules about it, but because of our marketing, there are people that call us, and we certainly communicate with them. And so often we're saying, you know what, your agent is actually doing a pretty good job. Like,
it's not the agent's fault if a loan falls apart, for instance. Someone getting financed, the lender can't get it approved.
Or if the home's a piece of crap and it needs a bunch of work and it falls through on inspection, that's not the agent's fault. There's so many things that get blamed on the agent. So the second thing is look at the market. If the marketing isn't right, or if it's been on the market a long time, sometimes you do need to change your pace. Sometimes you need somebody else that's going to be better at marketing. It's going to take better pictures. It's going to do better videos. It's going to get it on radio and TV and social media and other places to get more eyes on the home. So certainly, it sometimes is the agent's fault, but the agents get blamed for a lot of things that aren't their fault. And people want to, like, jump ship. There's obviously not a whole lot of loyalty. People want to jump ship, but it's like, look, they put it under contract in a week. This is a good agent. This isn't like, this isn't some, part-timer. I mean, we see it all. We'll have people, top competitors of ours, where the customers will call us after a sale falls through in a week, and they're frustrated. Oh, we want to fire them and hire you. And it's like, whoa there, buddy. Like, your agent's actually doing a good job.
One of the marketing things talking about it that drives me crazy, I can't stand when I look at a listing and you can clearly see it's cell phone photos.
Oh, it's horrible.
Like, I've seen
we have a private Facebook group with our company, and we exchange these photos. It's hilarious.
I've seen, luxury properties with cell phone photos. If I'm selling a $700,000-$800,000 house and the agent takes photos with their cell phone, I would fire them immediately.
I agree.
Yeah.
So another thing that you have to do is sometimes you need to, take a few days. Sometimes you need to be patient. Maybe take it off the market for a little bit. Every MLS is a little bit different with how many days it needs to be off the market before it can show up as a new listing again. So ask your agent for that information. In our area, it's 60. So that's something to keep in mind. Now, there are certain websites that will still show it as a new listing, even if you relist it immediately. But sometimes taking a little bit of a break from the market, regrouping, and then really doing some research and due diligence to find the right agent to get that home sold. One other thing I think that's really important is fixing any problems. Figuring out why the home didn't sell. Was it condition? Were you not maintaining it? Was it not clean? Was it not staged? Did you have a NASCAR collection all over the front, the living room of the house? Did you have like a mural to your daughter on the wall? Did you have a naked man mural in the bathroom? Yes, I've seen it, and yes, it causes homes not to sell. So figure out why your home hasn't sold, and then fix those, and then go back on the market. Sometimes if you want it to look like a new listing, you can also spruce it up, repaint it, freshen up some landscaping. A lot of those things aren't very expensive, but if you are going to go back on the market, sometimes it does need a change. Sometimes you need to stick with the agent if you're being unreasonable and having unreasonable expectations. But again, sometimes it's a marketing thing, it's not getting the right attention. Many times, it's the price.
Right, that's what I was gonna ask. How often do you think it's the price that's the issue?
A lot of times it's a combination of things. I mean, we had one in Palm Harbor and another one in Tarpon Springs probably less than a week ago that closed. And in both situations, we relisted the home for the same price that it was on the market for before with another agent. Another agent had it 6+ months, and we sold it in a week.
Wow.
Those were marketing issues. You know,
right.
The photos were bad, the copy was bad. You know, there was just a lot of bad marketing. But it is price. So those instances it wasn't. But a lot of times it is. It needs a price adjustment. It needs to, and sometimes it's nothing major. You know, if you're listed at 505. Maybe you need to be at 500 because all the buyers searching up to 500 don't see you at 505.
From my perspective, this is where a really good agent is going to make its difference. And the person listing that home, you have to have the ability to set aside your personal love of the home in that area and take that advice and counsel that professional real estate person is providing.
Knows what they're doing.
And they know what they're doing. And I see that's because, you know, we sell homes to people who have homes to sell, right? And then we have those discussions with the person that owns the home and the agent, and so many times, they're not willing to, listen to what their agent has to say, and that's hard because they're emotionally tied to that house.
Yeah.
But that's where a good agent you
Can
gotta trust them. You gotta trust them, and they can break through in that area.
Yep. We're going to be right back with our next segment talking about how the highest offer won't always get you the house after a quick break here on 970 WFLA.